The Detroit Pistons, who were losing by 14 points to start the fourth quarter, started with 3 points. However, their shortest shot of the night could have been the most important. Blake Griffin scored 34 points and Reggie Bullock added a record of 33 in his career when the Pistons defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves 129-123 in overtime on Wednesday night. Andre Drummond's tip-in, 0.6 seconds from time, turned the game into extra time. Then, the NBA's leading rebounder hit a rare three-point player in extra time to put the Pistons in the lead forever. "I wanted more of the ball," Drummond said of his rematch for Jackson's ruling at the end of the regulation. "I went to get it and took my time to finish the play." Reggie Jackson scored 24 points and Drummond finished with 16 points and 16 rebounds for Detroit. Derrick Rose led Minnesota with 33 points, while Robert Covington scored 22 and Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins each scored 16. "Building an advantage isn't easy, and we just give it away," said one dejected Wiggins. "But we had a chance to win with the last rebound. We needed it and we didn't get it." The Pistons, who were losing 92-78 to start the fourth, were 9-13 against 3 in the fourth quarter to get back into the game. Bullock, who on Monday night in Milwaukee scored the maximum of 24 points in his previous career, scored 7 out of 12 from behind the goal at night, while Griffin scored 5 out of 10. "I think we've done a good job of not being afraid of guns," said Griffin, whose team started 2-12 out of 3. But finished 20-48. "I think we're getting a lot of shots outdoors and we're doing it, whether we do it or not. Tonight, in the second half, we did it and that's the difference." The Covington three from the corner placed Minnesota in the top 118-116 with 7.4 seconds to play in the standings. In the Pistons' last possession, Jackson drove a layup that overflowed, but Drummond put the rebound into overtime. Midway through extra time, with the shot clock exhausted by Pistons possession, Drummond scored the three from the corner, his fourth goal in 21 attempts this season, to give Detroit a 1-3 1-2 lead. "Corner three is something I film every day, day after day. Training before games, training after training," Drummond said. "It's a picture I take all the time. I shot him with confidence and I knew he was coming in." After he and Towns exchanged free throws, Jackson converted the drive to put the Pistons up by 3 with 1:28 to go into the extra session. In the next Minnesota possession, Towns got the low ball and hit a short shot, but was called for an offensive foul, his sixth foul of the night, and the Pistons were able to hold on to win. "We had a lot of unfortunate events, and we didn't do what we needed to do," said Towns, who was 0-7 to 3. Minnesota fell behind 12-0 and lost its first 8 three-point attempts, but the Wolves finally took advantage when Covington scored a goal from beyond the goal with 6 minutes to play in the second quarter, giving Minnesota a 44-37 lead that grew to 62-53 at halftime. But the Timberwolves had no answer for the Detroit shooting at the end of the game. The fourth quarter is different and you have to react to what's going on. That's disappointing, said Minnesota coach Tom Thibodeau. I think they had 78 after 3, and then the fourth quarter of 40 points. And then all we had to do was stop, and we gave up a second chance. That can't happen. Griffin disease. Griffin came out of his 9th triple-double and first of the season on Monday in Milwaukee. But before Wednesday's game he needed intravenous fluids to overcome the flu virus he had contracted. He gave it all, said Pistons coach Dwayne Casey. He played a great game to be as sick as he was. Drummond wasn't necessarily convinced of his teammates' illness. I thought he was fine, he said bluntly. He starts having stomach problems more often. Tip-ins. Pistons. Detroit tied their season with 20 trebles. Jeff Glenn Robinson left ankle sprain missed his 4th straight game, while J.H. Smith remains out with a right groin injury he suffered 2 weeks ago. Timberwolves. Teague missed his 2nd game in a row with inflammation of his left ankle. Jerry Bayless dressed for the first time with the Timberwolves. He has not played since he twisted his left knee on the field of Intramami.